Hello and welcome everyone to our Tuesday night Darshan meditation. In just a moment or two, Acharya Premadas will be leading us in tonight's meditation. And the focus this evening is, I am that art thou. So a few thoughts before then. We will be continuing our Tuesday, Friday, and Sunday morning meditations through at least the end of February. And we do that on Zoom, YouTube, and Facebook. So however you joined us this evening, you may continue to use those same links or those same phone numbers through the end of February. If during tonight's Zoom call you experience a challenge of any kind or have a question, feel free to click the chat box and chat with the host, and we'll do our best to answer your questions. And at any time during your Zoom call, if you lose the video, if you look at your computer's navigation bar, you'll find a blue icon with a white movie camera. If you click on that, you'll be able to get the video right back to your screen. And also at the end of tonight's meditation, you'll see a slide on your screen, and there'll also be a link in the chat box, which will give you the opportunity to offer a gift to our dear Swami Nityananda. And she gives herself so totally to our community. And this is our way that we can just show our appreciation and gratitude and care for her well-being each and every day. So thank you if you're inspired to offer her a gift. And if you're joining us via telephone or YouTube or Facebook, if you go to our website, which is awakeyogameditation.org, you can click on the upper right-hand corner. There's a little link to give, and you could offer a gift in that way. So thank you so very much. And at this time, I am delighted to welcome Acharya Premadas.
Thank you, Lakshmi. Hello, welcome everybody. It's very nice to be with you. There are lots of places we could be, and to meditate together is a really wonderful practice. So each of us, in a sense, is meditating individually, but we are also coming together in a wonderful way. The teachings of Advaita Vedanta and other sacred teachings and the practice of meditation is part of it. Partly it is intended for us to move into a genuine, deep understanding and appreciative understanding and experiential awareness of the oneness that exists, that is always present. And so it may be the case that we don't genuinely, honestly experience that oneness, that connectedness with all of life, with the whole community of life. So the practice of meditation, it can begin by offering us an entree, a something to focus the mind on, something to concentrate on. And so we're going to use one of those ancient practices tonight. And it is working with two phrases. The first is, I am that. And the that is being referred to is both the source of all manifestation as well as all manifestation itself. So that could be referred to as Brahman, the whole community of life. Brahman in the Vedantic tradition is the source of all manifestation. So I am that. So as we're practicing that, I encourage us both tonight, and if you care to carry this on to practice this on your own at other times, is moving into an understanding using the mind at first. So the mind can be a really valuable springboard for us to move into not just a conceptual understanding, but beyond the concept of oneness is the experience of oneness. So I am that, and we'll be co-joining that with our breath, and I'll get into that in a minute. And then we'll also kind of dovetail that I am that with that art thou. So that or Brahman, that source and all manifestation, is one, not separate from, not distinct from, but intimately interwoven with. It is the source, and it is one with all manifestation. Though that, so that art thou. The thou is everything that appears to be outside of ourselves. And I say appears to be outside of ourselves um, because the teachings meet us where we are. So we may, in truth, exist in a sense of duality. We may believe ourselves to be separate from. So there is an I, there is a that, there is a that, there is a thou. So there is separation, there is a duality intrinsic in each of those phrases, as well as in the combining of those phrases. So, but the ultimate goal is for us to move beyond all sense of I and that, which, as I say, it's implicit in that is separation. There is a separate I, and there is the that. There is the that and the thou. So in our meditation tonight, we're going to take the first 15 minutes. Once I finish this explanation, this introduction, we will have 15 minutes of working with I am that, and that art thou. And then, just a logistical note that once I finish the description and I do the lead into the meditation, we will hear 3 chimes of the bell. And at that point, there will be silence, and we will practice our I am that art thou for 15 minutes. At the completion of that 15 minutes, there will be a single chime of the bell. And my invitation at that point is to drop the phrases, I am that art thou, to stop repeating those silently to ourselves, and to move into an experience of connectedness, of oneness, which is always present, even though whether we're conscious of it, aware of it, or not, that is the living reality in which we live. And again, as I alluded to, the purpose of this is for us to come into direct relationship with that living reality, even though we may believe ourselves, or genuinely, if we're honest with ourselves, we experience ourselves as separate. But let's remember that the teachings of Advaita, Advaita means literally translated not two-ness. So that is one way of referring to the intrinsic inherent oneness of all of life. That is the living reality. So we'll do the 15 minutes. There will be a single chime, and then we'll have 5 more minutes of moving into or being in a feeling of oneness or connectedness. When we practice this meditation tonight, I'm going to ask us to all bring our awareness to the spiritual eye, which is just between and above the eyebrows at the center of the forehead. And then the breath work piece. So as once we begin, I'm going to ask us all to use our breath as a vehicle, as a vehicle. So on the in-breath, please repeat silently to yourself on the in-breath, I am that. So again, the feeling of I am connected with Brahman, I am connected with the source, I am connected with all manifestation. I am that source of all manifestation on the in-breath. And then I'm going to ask us to please pause at the completion of the in-breath. Now, please move at your own pace. This is not a competition. No straining, no forcing, please. But just pause briefly at the completion of the in-breath and sit in that stillness. And then on the exhale, that art thou. And then at the completion of the exhale, again, please pause briefly. And then we begin a new round, a new cycle with the in-breath. Breathing in, repeating silently to ourselves, I am that. Pausing at the completion of the inhale. And on the exhale, that art thou. That Brahman is one with all manifestation, with absolutely everything in the universe. And then pausing at the completion of that exhale. All right. And then we'll do that for the first 15 minutes. And then after the single chime of the bell, I mentioned moving in to a feeling of connection, of oneness, a feeling clearly, calmly, brightly, cheerfully connected with life. We are not alone. We are always connected. And the purpose of this meditation is for us to move into the feeling. So bring that feeling of being connected. Within each of us, we have experienced being deeply, intimately connected. So that experience is within us. It wasn't given to us from outside. It is the experience within us of being connected, of being one. When we do that, we're going to keep our awareness focused at the spiritual eye. Just breathing naturally. Don't need to pay attention to the breath during that final 5 minutes, but just keep our awareness at the spiritual eye, bringing to that awareness the feeling of being connected with all of life. And then at the completion of that final 5 minutes, we'll have another single chime of the bell, and I will have a final greeting, and that will be the completion of our time together tonight. Thank you so much for being here. Thank you for your practice. You are welcome to take this practice with you and use it as you see fit in your life, as little or as much as you like. So let us all now be seated comfortably in the meditative posture, with hands placed on the thighs, palms turned upward, with spine, neck, and head erect and eyes closed, with vision mentally lifted and firmly established at the spiritual eye, just between and above the eyebrows, at the center of the forehead, at the center of pure consciousness. Let each of us practice the I am that art thou meditation.
Dear Primidas.
With our awareness remaining focused at the spiritual eye, let us continue our practice, moving into the feeling of being connected, of one with all of life. May all of your fondest hopes and dreams for your life be fulfilled. Thank you for being here. Good night.